Greetings, my dear friends, my dear brothers and sisters. Happy Sunday to all of you. The readings of this 33rd Sunday in Ordinary Time warns us about the final days of the world, our own death, and the final judgment. In biblical parlance, we call this the eschaton or the parousia, that is, the second coming of Jesus in glory as judge at the end of the world. The readings from Malachi in our first reading, Malachi chapter 3 verses 19 to 20a, and the second Thessalonians chapter 3 verse 7 to 12, and the Gospel chapter Luke chapter 21, come together as a powerful reminder that faithfulness must endure even when the world around us is shaking. Malachi speaks of a day when God's justice will be unmistakable, a day blazing like an oven, he said, when evil and arrogance are stripped of their false power. Yet, the good news is this: to those who fear the Lord, a promise rises. The Son of Justice will arise with healing in its wings. This is God's assurance that darkness does not win, injustice does not last, and fidelity is never forgotten. Even when life feels unfair or overwhelming, God is already at work preparing a dawn that will heal and restore. Malachi invites us to live with confidence that God's justice and mercy will triumph in the end. My dear friends, never get tired to do what is good, because at the end, if we do good, we will raise the trophy of victory. St. Paul then grounds that hope in the concrete realities of daily life. Instead of waiting passively for God's intervention, Paul challenges the Thessalonians and us to live responsibly, diligently, and faithfully. He warns against idleness or laziness, reminding the community that holiness is not found in dramatic gestures, but in consistent, humble work. Paul's message is clear: the best preparation for God's coming is the integrity with which we live our ordinary tasks. Whether we serve in ministry, in family life, or in the hidden duties of everyday routine, each small act done with love becomes part of God's kingdom. My dear friends, perseverance is not only about surviving hardships. It is about showing up every day with a heart that remains committed to what is right. That's why don't be lazy, because there is no holiness in laziness, as what late Pope Francis once said. Jesus completes the message by speaking directly to the trials, uncertainties, and conflicts that the disciples will face. He does not deny the reality of suffering. Temples will fall, relationship may strain, persecution may come, and the world may feel unstable. Yet, into this chaos, he speaks a promise that holds all the readings together. And he said, by your perseverance, you will secure your lives. And Jesus assures us that he will give us the words we need, the strength we lack, and the courage to stand firm and strong. When the world is unprepared, the disciples, we as his followers, must choose steadfastness, perseverance. When fear rises, faith must deepen. The Lord is not asking us to escape hardship, but to endure it with trust, knowing that his presence sustains us. In the end, those who persevere through trials, through responsibilities, through hidden struggles, will experience the healing sunrise Malachi foretold, and the quiet victory Paul lived in our second reading for today. Friends, terrible things will happen, but the good news is this: we are not alone. The end will surely come, but we do not know when. That's why we are invited for today's readings to be prepared all the time. How to prepare? Continue to do good, as what Malachi reminds us in our first reading. Don't be lazy, as St. Paul told us in our second reading. Stop wishing, start doing. And in our gospel, to prepare, we are invited to invest to what is eternal and spiritual, because anything that is man-made will not last forever, because everything is temporary. But amidst of the temporariness of everything, we have a promise from God that we are not alone, but we need to persevere and stand firm and be steadfast with our faith. If you love and like this reflection, kindly share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Make the Word of God viral so that many will be blessed.